So let's get right into it. So first of all, um, I don't know if, well, I did the Aquarius reading yesterday, and with the Aquarius reading, I got a lotus flower coming to life and, shooting out or growing out of really like a really murky pond. Okay. For you guys, I got a very similar image, and I see a sidewalk. Okay. It's paved over with concrete, pavement concrete, and there's a crack on the sidewalk, and I see a purple flower, some type of a purple wildflower that has grown out of this crack, this crevice in the sidewalk. Okay. And so the energy and the feelings and the sentiments and the messages that accompany this flower or this image is very similar to the Aquarius reading. And it's all about, hardship builds character. It's all about overcoming all odds, like against all odds, you have succeeded. Okay. What are the odds that a flower would be able to find, the whatever nutrients, whatever footing that it could get into in order to spring to life from the concrete. Okay, so I do feel like this is a message about hope. This is about finding hope, or finding resources, or finding an opportunity in all the like the most unlikely place. And this is about resilience, and this is all about, whatever you really put your heart, sweat, and tears into, it's going to come to fruition. Okay. So I feel like this is a message of hope for many of you. If you have been going through some hardships, if you have been frustrated, or I feel like despair, if you feel like life has been, throwing you one curveball after another, and life might have felt very much like that sidewalk, very hard, okay, then I feel like there's a breakthrough, there's a imminent change for the better for you guys. Okay. It doesn't mean to kind of like sit back and coast. It basically means you have put in the work, and it's your time to kind of like emerge into the spotlight, and have your day under the sun, and be recognized, and be visible, and be seen, and to also bask in that sunlight. Okay, so I have really, really wonderful messages coming through. So I want to talk about a few things here. I feel like the messages are kind of like this. Yeah, I feel like they're kind of like this. Okay, this is where you are, and this is basically your energy, and how you embody this energy, and how you are pretty much the catalyst for change in your own life. Okay, so let me talk about this. And you could be male or female watching this. It doesn't matter the gender. The cards are not gender specific. So I just want to emphasize that. Okay, we have here the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. Okay. And what I feel is happening here is there will be many opportunities throughout the month of March for sitting back and celebrating. And at the same time, there will be many opportunities coming through to signal to you, here's an opportunity, here's a chance, here's a once in a lifetime opportunity for you to kind of like grab life by the horns and to get things moving for yourself. So I feel like dotting the landscape in the month of March. It's all about, festivities, having a really good time, being able to enjoy yourself, but at the same time, being very proactive and productive when it comes to your work. I do feel, like this is water and fire. So it's kind of like opposing energy, push and pull. There's never enough time in the day. There's 1 minute you're just like, oh, I really want to relax. I want to, catch up with friends. But then opportunities for work, opportunities to make money, opportunities to increase your earnings will be kind of like knocking at your door. And so you kind of have to figure out, what's more important here. And especially, what do I need right now? What is more like, what is more top priority for me in this present moment? Okay. So opportunities to make money, opportunities to increase your income, opportunities for others to kind of like solicit you to either do projects for them, to do commission for them, to handle their portfolios, to handle their clients, to handle things that they might not be able to do as well as you can. And as a result of it, I feel like there will be many ample opportunities for you at work, or even on with side gigs, or even like whatever it is that you're dabbling in. I feel that it's really going to enhance and increase your visibility. Okay. So we have some really major, we have 4 major arcana cards that are coming into the picture. And I feel like with this card, it's all about visibility. It's about fame and fortune. It's about getting recognized, being in the spotlight, having that spotlight exclusively on you, where you are kind of given an opportunity to shine. So I do feel you're very visible in this month of March. And I feel like whatever you do, whatever you say, a lot of people will take heed. A lot of people will listen to you. And at the same time, I feel like, you have a lot of drive and ambition and energy in order to get things started for yourself. Okay. This is a pretty great month for those of you who have been trying to catch that big break, okay? Especially in modeling, in acting, voice acting, in even like creative projects, publishing, writing an article, writing a book, writing for a newspaper, or like somehow, wanting to gain traction, wanting to have that, to have that big break. I feel like for many of you, especially in the creative field, this is the month where you're going to get some major reckoning, some major big break, and it's going to come through with a lot of visibility. Okay. So for example, if you're hoping to get something published, I feel like not only will you get published, but I feel like there might be like a TV personality or someone who's very famous who's promoting your products. Okay. And I feel like for those of you who are like artists and you're kind of low scale, you're operating from your own art studio or out of your garage, and you have a website, I feel like somebody is doing the promotion for you. Somebody who likes your work, who admires what they really like what they see, and they might plug in for you in some capacity so that you can gain a lot more viewership, so that you can gain a lot more clients, or so that you are a lot more visible in public. So I feel like there's, some divine intervention, working through people, working behind the scenes so that you can get, your time in the sun, and you can, be in the limelight. Okay. So let me just talk about another thing here. I feel like for many of you, work within the past few years, okay, has been drudgery, has been a little bit difficult. I'm seeing, for many of you, majority, I feel like whatever the amount of work that you put in, I feel almost like you're looking at your salary, or you're looking at your paycheck at the end of the month or every month, and you're just like, I wish I could make more. I wish I could earn more. I wish that, finances wasn't so hard. I wish I didn't have to nickel and dime myself. I wish I could, make the money that I feel like I'm worth, or even make more money so that I can take care of the people that I love. So I feel like finances and work and things like that, it has been a little bit rough for many of you. You're feeling like you're underemployed. You're feeling like you're not really happy with your work. You're feeling uninspired, and you're feeling like it's not a good fit for you. And so what I have here is the devil. And this is pretty much, going through the motions, being tied and indebted to something where we don't really feel a way out. We have to, go to the 9 to 5. We have to be able to put one foot in front of the other and just, show up to work, because it's a paycheck, it's a livelihood, it's a way of life. And because we need to make the bills, because we're an adult, because we need to be responsible. So you have all of these obligations kind of weighing down on you. And I feel like you were going through the motions. You were trying to make ends meet. You were trying to, take care of the people you love, and the job or the position allowed you to do that. But beyond that, I feel like it didn't make your soul sing in any way. It didn't make you feel good being in this job. Okay. So it was like, a financially motivated decision. You're staying in this job or you're at this job. And I feel like for many of you, you might have multiple side gigs. And I especially see a lot of artists, a lot of people in the creative profession. I'm also seeing somebody who might be like making costumes, um, making something very elaborate, like for a play, you're selling it. I feel like, rhinestones, encrusted sequins. I'm seeing like you're making some really, really beautiful art pieces. Either it's clothing, either it's on canvas, or either it's on like paper. You have some side gigs. And I feel like you are able to sell a little bit here and there. But, at the end of the day, it didn't pay the bills. It wasn't something that you could do full time because it was not capable, like it's not viable to pay the bills for you. And I feel like for some of you who might be in the creative profession, you might have been straddling two jobs or juggling two jobs. I feel like you have some type of a breakthrough coming through where you will get recognition. You will be promoted. You will get like a plug from somebody that has a wide following. And as a result, I do sense that it's really going to increase your visibility, and it will help tremendously with these financial, obligations that you've been struggling with. Okay. So I do feel, an uptick in your popularity in the products that people demand from you, or even being able to sell, being able to move products from one place to the next. Okay, so we have some really beautiful things coming through, especially if you have been struggling financially. Okay. What I'm seeing as well is a very strong message here about being patient. Okay, being diligent and being patient. So this is kind of like, do your job and do it well. Okay. Regardless of how busy you are, regardless of who's demanding what, you want to make sure that you treat each item, each thing that you create with care. So whatever it is that you create, whatever that you're bringing forth into the world, make sure that you spend the time, the resources to do it adequately and to do it right. So it's like, don't shortchange the customers. Don't shortchange the people that are paying for your goods and your services, because I do feel there's a lot here to be said about like a karmic rebalancing. And so they're saying, it might be cheaper sometimes to cut corners. You might not have the time. You might not have the resources. And so you're just kind of like thinking about, well, if I do this, no one's going to know. But like, I feel like there is some type of a divine sense of what is wrong and what is right. And you are paid for a service, and you need to render that service to the best of your capability, regardless of who's paying. Does that make sense? So I feel like there's a lot here about, having a lot of respect for the craft that you do and the things that you do and the things that you create and the things you bring forth into the world. Once you come into the sense of appreciation that, you know what, I put a lot of my heart, sweat, and tears into this. And so whatever the money that you're demanding, I feel that somebody will step up and buy it and pay that amount because they know it's worthy. Whereas if you cut corners on an energetic level, it's like you didn't put in that much work. And so in a karmic way, I feel like, the buyer might not be there. Okay. So I just want to kind of put that out there because I do feel there might be a little bit of a time crunch, and you're just like, where can I cut corners? Where can I trim down on expenses? Where can I speed up the process? And I feel like, just make sure the end result or the quality does not get compromised in the process. All right. So once again, we have here you are ending with the 4 major arcana cards in the deck. We have the Star, the Sun, the Devil, and the Temperance card. Okay, so let me talk about the luminaries. Whenever I see luminaries, sun, moon, stars, okay, the Star and the Sun, this is pretty much your time has come. Okay, this is about divine timing, and this is also about planetary placements. Okay. All the things it's like all the cogs in the machine have to start turning in order for the whole machine, the big engine to be awoken and to be, brought to life to create something. And so whatever you were doing, you were drudging along. You were just like, am I on the right path? You were just wondering, is this the right thing for me to do? How much longer is it going to take? I feel like the month of March is going to bring about some type of a major confirmation for you, telling you that the time is now, telling you that the big engine is now heated up and warmed up and it's ready to produce. And so I feel like, whatever has been stalling you or whatever you have been waiting for, it wasn't the right time in the past. And I feel like a lot of the waiting process allowed you to go back to the drawing board, go back and tweak things, go back and fix things, go back and perfect your technique, go back and, do whatever it is that you needed to do, so that you can produce things on a large scale, so that you can replicate, so that everything that you make, you know how to replicate it, you know how to recreate it. And so things are not arbitrary. Everything is standardized. Everything has a method. Everything it's like you made this picture and somebody bought the picture and somebody else wants a replica. And you're just like, well, I can't recreate that. Well, I feel like all the waiting, all the preliminary things that you have to do is teaching you how to master something, so that if, the market is high for a certain product, you're able to fill that niche and you're able to create that product based on these specifications of whoever it is that's buying. So I feel like, the work was put in, there was delay, there was stoppage, and now the engine is moving, and so is the direction of your life. And so whatever it was that was holding you back, keeping you very stuck, and you've been very patient. You've been like, when is my time going to come? When is this going to come into the picture for me?